Welcome to this deep dive. Today, we're digging into Jesse Armstrong's new film, Mountainhead, based on, well, quite a stack of articles and reviews you've shared.
That's right.
Our goal here is really to sift through all that and pull out the key insights, especially about how the film seems to portray tech power and this backdrop of global chaos.
Yeah, and the basic setup described in the sources is, well, it's pretty stark. You've got these four super rich tech guys, leaders in their field, gathering at this exclusive mountaintop chateau.
Right, like a castle in the sky almost.
Exactly. And they're there for this weekend poker game, maybe some conversation, framed as an intellectual salon. But the real kicker, the sources point out, is that while they're up there, physically cut off on Mountainhead, the world below is kind of falling apart.
Falling apart because of them, right? That's what the sources suggest.
Pretty much, yeah. That chaos isn't just like random background noise. The sources state it's happening partly because one character, Venus, runs this huge social media company, Tram, and apparently Tram made it very easy to share deep fake videos.
Yeah.
Fake but convincing AI-generated stuff.
Okay. And the consequences?
Well, one source quotes a character explaining how it inflamed a volatile situation. People are using AI for hyper-personalized messages, unfalsifiable deep fakes, even promoting genocidal proximate attacks and creating massive market instability. It's weaponized information, basically.
Wow. So they're up on their mountain watching news reports of mass executions, governments toppling, all fueled by tech they pushed. And the big question the film seems to pose, based on what we've read, is what do they actually do about it? Sitting up there on their Mount Olympus.
Right. And to answer that, the sources introduce the four main players. You've got Venus, the richest one, supposedly worth $220 billion from Tram. His name pronounced like the city Venice. One source saw that as maybe a hint from Armstrong about him being kind of venal for this mess.
Interesting take. Who else?
Then there's Jeff. He's developed an AI application that could potentially fix the deepfake problem Venus created, like flagging fake content. But the sources say he's being sort of coy about partnering up.
Coy, like holding back.
Yeah, unwilling just to roll the dice, as one source put it, hoping his friend Venus will actually use it for good, for humanity's benefit.
Okay, so there's tension there. And the other two.
There's Randall, the older venture capitalist guy, kind of the patriarch who helped them get rich. He really wants Venus and Jeff to team up, partly because he thinks it might help him achieve his goal of, get this, uploading his consciousness before he died.
Uploading his. Wow, okay.
Yeah, he even says something like, that's why I'm so excited about these atrocities. A real self-styled philosopher exec, as one source called him.
Yikes. And the last one?
That's Hugo, who actually owns the chateau, nicknamed Soup, because his net worth is only a mere $500 million.
Only $500 million, practically broke compared to them.
Exactly. And he's just trying to get funding for his anemic wellness app while all this high-stakes stuff is going down. The sources definitely point out these guys are like mashups of real tech figures, Musk, Thiel, Zuckerberg, that kind of thing.
Which leads to their mindset, right? How do people with that much power actually think? The sources touch on this.
Oh yeah, heavily. One thing highlighted is this cognitive dissonance. They're described as self-made guys who view themselves as underdogs, even though they clearly have enormous control, maybe, as one source says, more control than they should be, which is called incredibly dangerous.
Underdogs, while sitting on billions, that is dissonance. And there was that really disturbing bit about how they see everyone else.
Right, the NPCs thing, non-player characters. Like the rest of the 8 billion people on Earth aren't quite real.
Just background characters in their game.
Pretty much. There's that moment's mentioned where Venus asks Randall, do you believe in other people? And Randall just goes, obviously not.
Chilling. So instead of feeling guilty about the chaos,
they see it as an opportunity, a chance for a hard reset on humanity. Move fast and break countries, maybe push through all this upheaval to create a new world order run by
people like them, presumably.
You got it. It allows them to start reinventing coups, oligarchy, and murder, which one source chillingly calls disrupting the blood, applying tech disruption logic to, geopolitics and violence.
That's incredibly dark. Did the sources mention how the actors felt playing these kinds of roles?
They did, yeah. Seems like they were mostly just thrilled to work with Jesse Armstrong. Big Succession fans admired his point of view, saying things like, when Jesse Armstrong reaches out, you say yes, calling it crazy, dreamy.
Understandable, given his track record.
For sure. And there was some interesting contrast mentioned, like Corey Michael Smith, playing the super rich Venus, grew up working class. For him, just being able to make a living doing theater was the crazy thing, not billions. And Rami Youssef, playing Jeff, apparently drew on his own background, realizing that chasing money isn't the point, that real wealth is a rich personal life.
So, different vibe from Succession's inherited wealth, but still that Armstrong focus on the powerful and privileged.
Definitely. The sources confirm his voice is there, fans will recognize it. It's about these self-made guys now, but still in that insulated bubble.
And the overall point Armstrong seems to be making, according to the sources, is about trust. Trust in these tech leaders.
Yeah, satirizing how much trust we put in them. Armstrong's quoted saying they're at a frontier of knowledge which is shaping our world, and they, probably rightly, think that they know more about that than we do.
So we're sort of forced to trust them.
That's the implication from the quote. The level of trust that we're being asked to put in them is enormous. We basically have nothing else to do but hope that these people have the rest of humanity's best interests in mind.
Which the film clearly questions. Did the reviews think it fully worked?
Mixed, maybe? Some sources felt that while it's smart and funny, the characters could feel a bit like sharp satirical cartoons compared to Succession's depth, and maybe the tech chaos details are a bit hand-waving.
Oh, okay. Less fleshed out, perhaps.
But still, Armstrong's hallmarks are present. Brutal power plays, the idea that often the worst people will succeed. And the sources really honed in on the film's take on accelerationism. You know, flooring the gas on change, consequences be damned.
Right.
The argument seems to be, when you're already at the top, that approach just takes you straight downhill and maybe takes everyone else with you.
So, wrapping this up, we've looked at Mountainhead through the lens of these sources. We've seen the isolation of power, chaos as opportunity, and this biting satire of trust in tech titans.
Yeah, it paints a pretty stark picture of people with incredible authority and power over all of our lives, watching it all unfold from way up high.
It leaves you thinking about that power, that cognitive dissonance the sources mention. So here's maybe a final thought for you to chew on. What does it actually mean for our future if the people controlling the tech that shapes reality genuinely see most of us as just NPCs and view global disruption not as a crisis, but as a strategic opportunity for their kind of reset?